welcome to LOA Today. I'm Walt Thiessen. With me today, stand-up comedian and voiceover artist Alex King. This is your daily dose of happy. We are so happy you decided to join us today. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 minutes, just calming down.
Mm-hmm.
After a very stressful day. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. It does help, actually.
It does.
Yeah, it's very, very relaxing. It's part of the chiropractic.
Did I tell you how they use deep breathing to trick people into smoking cigarettes?
Into smoking cigarettes?
Yeah. So the whole thing is they're like, oh, smoking a cigarette is relaxing. You should do this. You should do that.
Oh, gee.
But it's really, you're just taking a deep breath. So they just tricked you into relaxing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, here on LOA Today, we recommend doing it without the cigarette smoke. It's a whole lot more effective that way. But
definitely.
Oh, that's clever marketing. I'll give you that one.
It is.
Hello, Nasha. Haven't seen Nasha in the live stream. Nice to see you.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, how about that? So anyway, you haven't heard the story that I was telling yesterday to Cindy and to Jackie. And I'll try to give the short version, but it was quite the manifestation story.
Okay.
Essentially what happened, it actually starts on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, was it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. Sunday, I went out to run an errand for Monday's day of business.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way to the place that I went, the van, of course, we've had this van for years now, and it's quite old. It's a Toyota, so they run for forever practically, or they run for a long, long time. And this one only has about 150,000 miles on, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't feeling right.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I don't know if you've ever experienced that with a vehicle, but I usually have a sense when something is starting to go bad.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way back, I got about a mile from the house, and there's this hill. There's a stop sign, and then you go up this hill and then go down the other side, take a left, and then that takes us near to where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at that stop sign. I start to go up the hill, and the van bucks a little bit. And so I let up a little bit, and I hit the accelerator again. And this time the engine is accelerating, but the van isn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I let up again, and then finally we went up the hill. I said, "Oh, well, this isn't good. Sounds like a clutch."
Yeah.
Took it to the car repair, which is just down the road, 1 mile away. Really convenient.
Convenient, yep.
But they couldn't look at it till Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So now the thing is, we're without a car at this point, because we used to be a 2-car family. When the pandemic hit, we reduced down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
This was it.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
and
boy.
we still got our business to run. Louise is out trying to visit people, all kinds of stuff. So we really needed it. In fact, we were already talking about getting a second vehicle.
Right.
So, okay, well, now we have to shop for a new vehicle just in case the van is dying. We don't really know for sure yet. And we don't even have a vehicle to do that with.
Right.
So we reach out to the car rentals, and all the car rentals are without cars. Why? Because at the beginning of the pandemic, Enterprise sold off their entire inventory of cars, and now there's huge car shortage in the rental industry.
I didn't know that.
And to make things even more interesting, when we're shopping around for the cars themselves to look at to buy, because we can't buy new, we don't have the money for that, but we can afford a used car.
Mm-hmm.
The cars are all jacked up in price also. Why?
Yep, they are.
Because of the pandemic. Pandemic, there's a shortage of computer chips that go in the cars, so there aren't enough cars coming off the assembly line. So the new car dealers are putting used cars out front to sell. And with the rental cars trying to bone up their lines because they were selling stuff off, there's this huge demand for rental cars. So cars are selling $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 over where they were a year ago. So a lot of craziness going on.
Wow.
So in the midst of all this, first of all, we have to get a rental. We can't get a rental. We finally found a way to do it. We did it rather clever. We ended up going to a place that rents trucks and got a pickup truck, and that worked out okay. Yeah. It's more expensive, but hey, when you need a vehicle, you'll do what it takes to get a vehicle.
That's true.
And Louise is frantically hunting online like a mad woman, trying to find something appropriate, something that's in good shape, something that
Mhm.
meets our needs. And plus, we're kind of aiming for the moon and the stars a little bit because she wants a Lexus this time around. We both wanted a Lexus this time around.
Nice.
A used one, but a
Yeah.
Lexus, because they're great. They're excellent. They last forever. They're made by Toyota, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
She was willing to settle for a couple others, a Honda CRV, she liked that, and a couple others, but mainly we
Mhm.
were looking for the Lexus RX. And so we finally get the truck. We go out to check out a couple of places that have cars, and they're selling junk.
Yep.
You would not believe how bad, really,
Oh,
really.
wow.
So trash cars, and they got them out for sale. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. But
Mm-mm.
nevertheless, that's what they were doing. So after a day of frustration of that, we got home to our first good piece of news. We
Mhm.
found out that was Monday that we did that. The next day
Mhm.
was Tuesday. Tuesday morning, we find out that the mechanic can't reproduce the problem with the van,
Oh, so it just disappeared?
which was what I was asking for, by the way.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah. And so we take the van back. We also return the rental because that is
Mhm.
a pretty heavy expense. Oh, there's something else I wanted to tell you too.
Mhm.
In order to go get the rental van, because obviously we were not living next door to a rental agency, I actually did something I never did before. I took an Uber. First time in my life, I took an Uber. It was good.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it. That was
Yeah.
nice. So that's just a little aside. So anyway, we get the van back, and that night we're feeling pretty dejected. We're
Mhm.
exhausted because we were out car shopping all day. The gardening business is starting to fall behind because I wasn't there to run it. So the stuff, it's not like the work doesn't pile up. It piles up anyway.
Mhm.
So Tuesday comes along. All I really have time for is to schedule the crew for where they're going to go. Screw the billing, screw everything else. Because we got to go car shopping.
Mhm.
Because even though we got the van back, I know I can trust my gut. The van's life is limited.
Mhm.
And I figured this is like a lease on life. This is an opportunity to try to get it on a trade-in or something like that while
Yeah.
still got some value, right?
Mhm.
So we still have to find at least one more vehicle. And actually, we want to get two more, although I kind of want to hang on to the van until the end of the season, which is the end of October.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where we're standing Tuesday morning. And then Louise finds this one vehicle in East Haven,
Mhm.
Connecticut, which is about 50 minutes from here.
Mhm.
And it's beautiful.
Mm.
According to what we see on now, they all look beautiful. I mean, the
Yeah, that's
trashed
true.
ones look beautiful online.
Mhm.
I mean, there was one that we looked at on Monday. It was so bad looking, and you compare it to the photos online. You say, "Is this the same car?" But it really was.
You got
Just the way they
catfished by
took the
a car?
photos. Yeah, really, absolutely, totally, yes, completely. Until we got there, and then it didn't work anymore. But yeah, they tried.
That's usually how it goes.
That's right. Yep, reality kicks in at some point.
Yep.
So she found this car. It looked really cool. Looked good. Low mileage. Now it was an old, quite an old Lexus. It's a 2007. So that's a
Yeah.
14-year-old car.
Yeah.
But it's
Almost past emissions.
but it's a Lexus, and it
Mhm.
only had 65,000 miles on it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one that kind of gets your attention, right?
Yeah.
You say, okay, this one looks pretty good. What's this one all
Mhm.
about? It looked gorgeous in the photos. The interior looked immaculate. Like, did they show us the whole interior? Because we do that trick. Don't show everything, just show the part that looks good.
Yeah.
But it was looking awful good. So she calls and she talks to the guy who had been selling the car. He'd been in the process of selling it, and he had actually sold it.
Oh.
He had sold it on Monday.
Mhm.
But just before Louise called him, he got a call from the person he sold it to. The person he sold it to didn't qualify for the financing, so he had to bring the car back.
Oh.
And right before Louise called, so Louise was the first person to inquire. He said, "There's a whole list of people waiting for this car,
Mhm.
but you called first. If you can give me a $1,000 deposit up front, I'll hold the car long enough for you to come down here and you can take a look at it." She said,
Okay.
"Okay, yeah, sure. Sounds good to me."
Mhm.
We put the 1,000 down, drove down there. It was gorgeous.
Nice.
The photos actually represent it. Looked like a new car, Alex.
Mhm.
There wasn't a dent on it. There wasn't a scratch. The
Mhm.
paint looked brand new. Inside, the
Somebody must have kept it in
interior
their
was
garage.
pretty much,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, and the Carfax history reflected it. I mean, you could tell it
Yeah.
was regularly serviced, even in the years where they only drove 500 miles, they still did the regular service. It's like, holy
Yeah.
cow, this was like, this is the old joke about the little old lady on Sundays. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
that's the kind of car it was. In
Mhm.
fact, when we did buy the car, by the way. When we
Nice.
bought the car, the
Congratulations.
dealer, thank you, the dealer at the top of the bill of sale wrote cream puff to describe the car because it was just like a cream puff. It was even the color of a cream puff. It was a cream color car.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So yeah, we had like 3 different manifestations in there. We had the car show up that we wanted. We
Mhm.
had it show up with the van working
Mhm.
when we thought it was not going to be working,
Mhm.
and we had it show up
Sure.
when it was already sold and the universe brought it back for us.
Yep. Yep.
So that was fun. That was really
Well,
fun.
that sounds like a great story.
It is a great story, and it
Mhm.
was fun to live. It was stressful. I won't
Yep.
claim that it wasn't stressful. It was definitely stressful,
Mhm.
but wow, it was really cool. Now, an interesting side effect comes out of that because, like I said, it was stressful.
Mhm.
Today, it was like we were experiencing hangovers.
Yep. I know that.
You,
I know that
you know
feeling.
that feeling,
Mhm.
right? And that's the way it was. I mean, well, Louise was still on a high when she woke up. I
Mhm.
mean, literally, as she was waking up, she told me, I've been lying here in bed thinking, where can I go today so I can drive my car?
Yep.
So she was in that space, right?
Mhm.
I was just like, I was wiped out to start the day. And I was doing everything I knew to get myself into a good space because I knew that wasn't a good way to start the day.
Right.
But I had like 3 days worth of work piled up. And,
Mm.
you can't do 3 days in one day. Well, I
No,
came
you only do
close.
one day.
I actually did very well today. I got a large chunk of it done. But on top of everything else, while we were at the dealership yesterday, we got a call. Actually, we got a call from a customer. We had finished doing the work about 3 weeks ago, something like that,
Mhm.
and they reported that their mulch had what's known as artillery fungus in it. And I have to admit, I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
Louise knew what it was. And when you look it up, what you find is that it's a fungus that actually shoots spores
Oh, no.
like 20 feet out. And if it lands on the side of your house, it's like the ultimate stickum. It's like sap. It just sticks to the
Oh,
house and you
no.
can't get it off. And that's what was happening. They were reporting that they were getting this mold all over their house from
Mhm.
these artillery spores. That's why they're called artillery spores.
Mhm.
So we said, oh, well, that can't be good. Now, it's the first time it's ever happened in the company's history, right? We've
Yeah.
never had this before. So, of course, it happens when we're at the car dealership.
That's how it goes.
So I'm talking to Louise because I don't know what to do. I've never dealt with anything like that. We're kind of kibitzing over, okay, so how do we handle this thing while we're sitting there talking to the dealer signing paperwork? And it's a very interesting scenario. So I issued some orders and staff did certain things and so forth. And we realized we had to get everybody over there first thing this morning in order to get that mulch out of there.
Yeah.
As it turns out, despite the fact that these spores live in mulch, I'm now 100% sure that they weren't there in the mulch when we delivered the mulch.
Okay.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not good because we still had to clean it up in order to keep the customer happy.
Yeah.
But it's good because it means we didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Or at least we didn't do anything they can hold us legally liable for. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we knew it is because this is also this is kind of reverse law of attraction. I don't know another way to describe it. Normally, we're really good about estimating how much mulch somebody needs on their property. This time, for the first time all season, we seriously overestimated. And we had like an extra yard of mulch left over, which is a fair amount of mulch. So it kind of sat there for a bit while we tried to figure out what to do. Ultimately, the woman who does our estimating said she wanted it. So we had it scooped up and delivered to her house. Well, this is the same mulch that they were complaining the spores were shooting out of.
Right.
So I asked her, have you had any problems? And she put hers right around the house too. She says, no, I haven't had anything like that. Now that mulch that she got had been sitting in their driveway longer than the mulch that it was in the gardens.
Oh, so it's definitely at their house.
So it's definitely at their house. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was like a mixed bag, right? On the one hand, it's not good because you got all this spore thing going on that you got to clear up. On the other hand, we couldn't have done anything about it. There was nothing that we did wrong.
Right.
It's something that happens, right?
Mhm.
Well, so we scheduled most of the crew, and we have a pretty good sized crew now, to just go and just rake that mulch out and throw it over an embankment and get it out of the way.
Mhm.
But I scheduled that without having any clear idea of what was on the schedule today, because I couldn't check because we were at the dealership all day yesterday. So today, yeah, I send them out there, but it was chaos.
Yeah.
Because, I have customers who are expecting them to come and they can't come till later. And then there's this job that was supposed to get done, but it actually didn't get done. There's another job that wasn't going to get done, but it did get done. It was like all this craziness happening. And, employees saying, well, I was supposed to go there. Am I supposed to go there? Am I supposed to go here? What am I supposed to do? I mean, the whole schedule was just absolutely nutty. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, how did we manifest this? Oh, yeah, that's right. We've been stressed out the last few days. Of course. That'll do it.
Every time.
So, yeah. So it's interesting how you get a mixed bag, right? Because we got this amazing manifestation of this new car in a market where it's really almost impossible to get a car like that. We got it anyway. We got it at a good price with a ridiculously low miles. And at the same time, we're so stressed out, we create all this mess. At the same time.
Yep.
At the same time. That's something we normally have stories being told in terms of, well, this great thing happened or this terrible thing happened.
Right.
But that's not the way things work in life.
No.
Life is a mixed bag that's going on all the time.
Facts.
Right? So I think it's worth noting. And realizing that the real task, so to speak, the real goal is to learn how to weather everything that's going on, to stay as up as you can throughout the whole thing.
Yep.
To learn to let go of the crap as the crap goes along, and literally to enjoy the ride, even when the ride doesn't seem all that enjoyable.
It's a roller coaster.
It is. It's a roller coaster. So yeah, that's the short version of what happened over the last few days. Yesterday, I kind of
great manifestation story, though.
Well, it is
on both ends.
Yeah, it's a great story. So.
It's a great demonstration too.
Now, I imagine you're kind of riding your own roller coaster because you are now 3 weeks away from wedding day. 3 weeks and 2 days. Is that what it is?
No, 22 days.
Oh, 22 days. Oh, okay. So 3 weeks and 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
By your fingernails?
I'm doing the best I can to stay as high vibe as I can. But they trying me, Walt. They trying me. Like we have discussed the issue with Kenny's cousin.
Yes.
So my whole thing is I don't feel comfortable with her being around me. She's narcissistic and she's a gaslighter, and I don't like the way she moves too funny for me. So I don't want to be a part of her life. I don't want her a part of mine. Simple as that. You can be friends with her, Kenny. Do whatever you want. She's literally told Kenny, if I don't become friends with her, she's not coming to the wedding.
Is that a promise?
That's what I said.
No, sorry.
I'm like, well, threaten me
Kenny,
with a good time.
I apologize.
Threaten me with a good time because that's what I wanted anyway. But now she's making it all about her, and she's pressuring him and causing problems between me and him now, and I don't like that.
That's hard for him. I understand too.
Yeah, I don't want to put him in the middle, but I'm not going to pretend to be friends with someone so they'll come to my wedding when I don't really care for them in the first place.
Yeah, that's a challenge, no doubt about it.
Why do you want someone to be friends with you that doesn't want to be friends with you? Why do you want that energy?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, so I don't understand why she's trying so hard to be my friend if I don't want to be friends with her. And
I can explain that part.
Why the high school games? What year is this?
Yeah, right.
I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm all set.
But that's it. That's actually that's actually a very appropriate question to ask. Why did she do that?
Yeah.
I think the answer is actually fairly straightforward in a general sense. I mean, I don't know her specifics, so obviously I can't, and I won't try to address that. But in general, anybody who does something like that, they believe on some level that the only way they can get the energy and the love and the attention they want is to go negative.
Yep. Facts.
That's really what it is. You know? So, oh, look at this comment from Luke. This is, oh, see, now Luke just made my day. He says, I love listening to this show right after work. Love the conversations, the energy, and the guests. Thank you all for this wonderful show. Whoa. Okay. Thank you. Stress released.
You wanted a way to calm down. There you go.
Well, I should know because I'm not surprised that Luke would be the one to say this because Luke is actually a mentor. And I think he's actually working to become a coach in the Taya world. So he's very Taya oriented and really knows the stuff very good. So of course he's coming in with some gratitude and appreciation.
Nice. Gotta love the gratitude and appreciation.
I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate your appreciation, Luke. Let me put it that way. I really do. So thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. I feel better just reading that. I do.
You feel better. I feel better. So it works all around.
Luke, you just had a 2 for 1. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sympathetic with Kenny. I understand how he feels because he's kind of caught in the middle there. It's it's like it's a growth opportunity.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Louise often calls those FGOs, friggin' growth opportunities.
Well, my whole thing is I'm like, I don't want to bring myself down to that level, so I'm just going to not associate with her at all. I'll be cordial. And I told her that straight up. I said, I'll be cordial with you, but that's about as far as it's going to go. Oh, well, you're not going to get between me and Kenny. I didn't say that. Didn't say that at all. I wouldn't come between Kenny and his family. That has nothing to do with me. No.
Well, she's trying very hard to start a fight. You can tell that.
It is, though. And I'm just like, sorry, not today. Tomorrow either. Don't try it.
So how do you keep yourself going in the midst of something like that?
After this whole wedding debacle is over, I can block her and be done.
But you still have the meantime, though. You've got 22 days.
Yeah. But I've been coping with this whole situation with her off to the side, not bothering me. Like, I'll speak to her in the group chat about the wedding, but I won't speak to her privately.
Okay, but you've been giving some attention to it, so it's got to be affecting you vibrationally.
No, because it's literally like, hey, what color are we doing this? Or, hey, what size is this? And that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You compartmentalized it very nicely.
Yes, I have. I have to. I have to. If I have to deal with it, I got to figure out a way that I can deal with it.
All right. Yeah,
I'm not going to stress myself out trying to worry about how to accommodate for somebody else.
There's words of wisdom right there.
Yeah.
That's good. So is that like representative of how you've been handling everything leading up to 22 days from now?
Literally.
Yeah.
The lessons I've learned these last 2 years.
You're applying them.
Yeah.
And does it work?
Sometimes not so much in the moment, but like later on in the day, I'll go, you know what? That worked out. Okay, I'm good.
One of the things that I found, and I kind of hear it in what you just said, is stuff doesn't hang around as long.
It doesn't.
It may be around for part of the day, but that's it.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin your whole day anymore. It's more like, okay, well,
it doesn't ruin your whole week.
Yeah.
Because you could hang on to stuff for weeks, months if you really wanted to.
You could. But no, I like physically decide, okay, I'm done talking about this subject. I'm over it. And I'll make my final point, and then that's it. Now, if something new comes up, I'll deal with that. But other than that, I'm done.
But what do you do to keep your vibe up? Because none of those things are describing keeping your vibe up. That's more like putting up walls to defend yourself. But it doesn't actually keep the vibe up necessarily.
They're mental walls, so it's like it's like a blockade. So it's like, ba-choo. Nope, you can't get in here.
Okay. By the way, Luke is loving you too. I got to throw this up here.
Oh.
He says, I love that. Don't want to be stressed for your special day. You're doing amazing, the Alex King, by not letting her get to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Luke is our cheerleader today. Look at this.
Everybody's a cheerleader.
I'm so glad I was able to bring the energy up. You certainly were.
There it
Yeah. Thank you for that. That was great. So, all right. I thought we were going to have a lot to talk about, but you got it all ironed out there, girl.
I try to keep it simple. Try to keep everything compartmentalized into one day issues.
That's actually the compartmentalization is a skill for sure.
Yes.
It takes time to learn it, but it is a strong skill.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't in and of itself keep your vibe up, but if you can keep your vibe up in addition to doing it, boy,
yeah.
Oh boy.
I think I keep my vibe up because I'm doing it.
How so?
I know where my breaking point is, and I'm not trying to get to that. So
well, I should think not.
I'm like, all right, this is how this is going to turn out if I keep going down this road. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose the other road and be peaceful and breathe.
And now we're back to the show. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. I can't tell you how much I've been doing that lately. I was doing it when we were driving on the highway. I mean, literally everywhere we've been going, I've been breathe in, hold, breathe out. Yeah. It's become a comic line between me and Louise. You do. It's a good way to remind yourself too. Just there's nothing serious going on here. Life continues.
It'll all work itself out in the end.
It does. The sun will come up tomorrow.
And it'll be sunnier than today.
Yes, it will be. I'm just de-stressing. I'm just letting it out. Just relax. Just feel good.
Be easy.
Have you been doing anything particular to help yourself stay easy when you're not compartmentalizing, when you're not having to deal with all that stuff? And
this is just how I am now. This is
this is like your life.
Yeah, this is just how it is.
So your life is pretty packed with compartmentalization then.
For now.
Until 22 days from now.
Well, 22 days from now, then I can let everybody and everything go.
Are you also a multitasker?
Depends on the situation. Like, give me an example. I'll tell you if I can do it or not.
Well, anytime that you're trying to handle two things at the same time.
Okay.
You spend a little time here, a little time here, a little time here, a little time. That's multitasking.
Yeah. I definitely do that.
So you are multitasking because that could also add to the stress too.
But I also I multitask, but I organize it. So I'll write it down on a list. Okay, this needs to get done today. I can do this and this, and then I'll need this and this to do this and this. It's organized chaos.
Interesting question from Marissa. I'm going to throw this up. You just want to deal with problems?
I don't know. Not that I want to deal with them, but actually, yes, I want to deal with problems.
You do?
Hold on. Let me explain why.
Okay.
I like to deal with things head on. I don't like to have problems in my life. But when they do arise, I deal with them head on.
Okay. So is that an answer to the question? I'm not quite sure.
That's how I deal with problems. Do I want to deal with problems? No, not necessarily, but
okay.
If I have to.
Yeah, because the question was, do you want to? Do you just want to deal with problems?
Oh, well, I didn't take it that way, but that's okay.
Okay.
No.
Well, Marissa also follows up. She says it makes you feel better when you do.
It does, because I feel like I accomplished something. Like there was an issue, I solved it, it's done.
The only thing that I've ever found to be a challenge with that kind of thing, and I know exactly what you're talking about. That's what my day was today. Problem solve, problem solve, problem solve. I was just like rapid fire.
Yeah.
Is you can, and I think this is kind of perhaps behind Marissa's question, you can get into a mode that says, I am ready to attract more problems.
Yeah, it's like, who am I unless I'm solving problems?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. No.
Good for you.
I like
because I have had that one. That's not a fun one to have. I know that.
No, I like my days off. I like to breathe. I like when
there you go. Good. More breathe in, hold, breathe out.
Yep. I like it when the phone doesn't ring.
Yeah. Ugh. Especially when you get them all at the same time. There was one moment there for about an hour today where it was text, phone, text,
Yeah.
from like 6 different directions. Like, okay, stop the world, hold it.
I want to get off.
Breathe in,
Breathe out.
hold, breathe out. It's funny. Look,
I got a cool job.
You got a cool job?
Yeah, but like low key, it would have been helpful probably a year ago. More helpful a year ago than it is now. But so I signed up for this app for virtual babysitting. I thought it was something very cool that I saw.
Virtual babysitting? I never heard of that.
So basically, if your kid needs to be occupied while you like clean the kitchen or like while you do laundry, you can put them on the screen and somebody will sit with your kid, entertain them, maybe teach them some things or help them with their homework or whatever. Yeah, it's so cool like that.
Interesting. So have you been doing it?
I haven't been picked yet, but I did put my profile up and everything.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. All right. What made you find that one or be interested in that?
I was on TikTok and there was this one hashtag called side hustles. And it's like ways to make money at home. And I was like, okay, I like that. Because I love hanging out with kids.
That's an interesting service.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the era of the pandemic where everything's being done virtually.
Yeah, and everything's done safely too. So like the parent, you have to have the parent's phone number. They have to still be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just leave. If something happens to the kid and I call the phone number, you can't be down the street.
Right.
So
yeah, that would not work at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as long as the parent is there and just having to do other stuff and needs to have some time to themselves to do that stuff, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That is a very cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
Marissa thinks so too. She says that's so cool.
Thank you, Marissa.
On screen. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, TikTok has given me a lot of good ideas.
You are a big TikTok fan. That has, I have to admit, it's gotten really, really popular. But you in particular, you really like that.
And Kenny and I started posting videos, and they've gone viral.
Really?
Yes.
Like what subject?
What's viral for us is like more than 500 views. So that's
that works for me.
Yeah.
But
so literally, it's just him. He's just so quick with the mouth. Like the things he says and comes up with. Like he likes to play this game he learned with his mom growing up. It's called Make Up a Backstory. So you'll pick a random person on the street, make up a full backstory about this person. And so he'll do that every once in a while. So I'll just press record and see where he goes with it. And it's always hilarious. And it's just for a good time. It's just for a good time.
That's good. That's good. Well, I can see why that would get a lot of attention.
Best ones.
It was what?
The camping stories are the best ones.
The camping stories. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, but if you have that kind of ability to just, spin a yarn, so to speak, as you're on the fly and make it funny, it doesn't matter what the subject matter is.
Exactly. He could do it out of nothing.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good way to relax, by the way.
It is. It's always a laugh. So it's a great way to relax.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Marissa says her boyfriend makes stories of people too. So you got something in common there.
All right.
Yeah.
I came up with a good one the other day, and he was like, "Wow, that was impressive." I was like, "Yeah, I learned from you."
Oh, here comes our friend Daniel.
I was like, "I don't. I made up that story." He was like, "What?"
Oh man.
Hi, Daniel.
It's Dan Mangina.
Hey.
We knew you were coming. I wasn't sure when it was going to be, but you said you're going to be a half hour in, and it's a half hour in. Well done.
Yeah, I was with my coach, one of my business coaches.
Oh, okay. Well, that was worthwhile then. I guess we can give you an excuse for that.
Yeah, fine.
We've just been comparing notes on different ways to deal with stress. It kind of started out of, I won't try to retell the tale because I told it yesterday and I told it again at the start of the show today. I'll give you like the 30-second version of it. We had a big set of manifestations here in the Thiessen household over the last few days when the van had to go into the shop. It was our only vehicle. We've been thinking about getting another vehicle. Vehicles have gotten too expensive, but we found one anyway. The van came out of the shop with no problems, so we didn't have to do any repairs. And we got a new car. Well, it's not a new car, it's a used car, but it's a used car in mint condition, and all happened in a crazy but fun way. That's the short version of the story. And in the midst of all that, I realized that there's also the story of dealing with the stress, because when you're in the middle of the roller coaster, you're dealing with the stress. So the rest of this time has been about how we deal with stresses in our lives. And how Alex is the queen of compartmentalization, we found out. Because she's 22 days. She's 22 days from her wedding day and dealing with the usual stressors that come up leading up to a wedding day. And she's compartmentalized everything.
Got to keep it moving.
So that's her way of how do you handle? Do you ever have stress? I mean, you're so calm on these shows, Daniel. I get the feeling that you live stressless.
I don't live stressless, but I get stressed over stuff that you probably would laugh at.
Well, that's right. We've been laughing at our own stuff all show.
No, I mean like little things, everyday little things are what
Same, bro.
break me. Big stuff, big things, fine. I think anything I don't have a system for doing, I will melt down. And that's general everyday life stuff. I have a complete meltdown. Panic attacks, sweat, shakes. So we're putting together the jumper thing. These little jumper thing.
Yeah.
Guys, a video about the seat where the cloth is. Like the instructions were whack. It's like, yeah, do the thing with the thing. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I was like probably there for about 5 minutes, like hyperventilating, had panic attacks. This stuff's giving me anxiety. She goes, okay, I'll take that. Then
Yes.
Yes, right.
And I thought she understood me. And then a week later, she tried to give me some baby mobile thing to do, 9:30 at night. Like, no, there are no instructions.
She did not learn her lesson.
Do not present this to me, please. Take it away. Remove it from my sight. So, yeah, stuff like that. Going to a supermarket when I haven't prepped myself, or anywhere where there's
Right.
too many
Talk
people,
about that. Yes.
where I haven't prepped. If there's too many humans, that's meltdown. It's not happening.
But how do you prep? Because that in and of itself is interesting.
For me, just tell myself we're going to be amongst a lot of people. Some of them will smell, some of them will be horrible, but it's going to be okay. But like I've had things where I was on the way to attend an event. It was in New York. I was on the way to attend. I just got on the subway in Brooklyn to go to Manhattan. As I'm about to go underground, the organizer's like, hey, our keynote speaker dropped out. Any way that you can speak today?
Oh,
I've written, prepared, and delivered a keynote speech to a few hundred people within 90 minutes. No stress.
Wow.
And sat on a panel. I can do that.
Why is that easier for you? Do you know?
Because I know what I'm doing. So my brain does not melt down about anything. It's like, we're going to talk.
That makes sense.
Here's the structure of the talk. We're ready? Yeah, we're going to do it. You can talk? Yeah, I've done that before. Okay, cool. That's it.
So it's right in your wheelhouse. It feels very comfortable.
Yeah, but I've never done the seat with the cotton cover cloth thing before. And there are no instructions. There are no instructions, which equals melting down. All good.
That's understandable, though. That's understandable. I know that that happens a lot around here because anytime Louise encounters anything that she can't figure out in 3 minutes, it's Walt. Because I have to solve it for her, you see.
Yeah.
It's my job.
This is your function to solve
my function. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here thinking to myself, okay, I've got to cut down on attracting all these problems into my life. This isn't working for me.
Yep.
I was thinking about that even before we did the show today. How, I mean, literally, it was rapid fire, problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution, problem. I mean, and not all that far off from that speed. Like, every minute, new solution, problem, new solution, problem, new solution, one after another. And I'm good at it, but It's stressful. I don't care how good at I am.
Yeah, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you need to do it.
Exactly.
And I don't. I don't need to do it. I could just as easily leave it behind and say, okay, hands washed. I'm done. Have fun, guys.
I'm
Not
out.
my problem, not my problem. That's what I say.
Sorry that I am not sorry, but I am done now. I know this is probably completely digressing, but it's something that stressed me out. Alex, do you watch the DC comics movies?
Why? I
was really disappointed by one, to the point where I tried to force myself to watch a bit more, and I had to turn it off and curse. The recent Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Did you watch it?
Marvel. That's all I'll say.
Did you watch it?
I did. I was like, it was such a hard force. I couldn't do it.
It was just rubbish. I was really upset because the first one I loved. I loved it. It's like it had the story and there was the emotion and there's a bit of romance, but not too sickening, and there's some action. This just really bad film.
Yeah.
The plot doesn't make any sense. It's just like, let's get Chris Pine just because.
Yeah,
Gal Gadot can't act.
Didn't make any sense.
You can't act, babe. Like, just put on the bikini and dance around because you can't act. Stop it. Like, we're not here for your thespian skills, darling.
Clearly.
And I was just really upset, and I just had to share that from my soul.
Well, I feel your upsetness.
Yeah. By the time we get to Egypt, I was like, this is just stupid. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm not.
He's not flying a fighter jet.
Like, I'm more of a Marvel fan. I feel like DC does better TV shows than they do movies.
I did watch the entirety of the Lois and Clark series in a week because it was amazing.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing. But anyway, that's enough. I just wanted to just share that. Watch that. It's a great show. The plot makes sense. Well acted. I was engaged. I like the story. I like the humans, and I dislike the humans I'm supposed to dislike. Not too cheesy. Yeah.
Everybody did their job. They understood the assignment.
Yeah. I'm excited for the next season. Not
all right.
I have to watch the next season because I need to know what happens next because my anxiety is going to kick in with the Asperger's. But oh my God, I'm actually genuinely excited to see what you do next.
Yeah.
I've digressed.
There's not a whole lot of
Summer?
Who's that? Who? What? Where? When? Why?
Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely check it out.
Okay.
I can't even.
Well, I've got less TV time at the moment. I've got like 45 minutes a day of TV time.
Yeah, that's why I don't have kids. No, I need my TV time. I'm all set.
The kids are not the problem.
Oh. Oh no.
Anyway, I didn't say anything.
I didn't hear nothing.
If I sit here quietly long enough, we may actually hear a good story come out of that. You never know.
Maybe. Maybe. I have said too much. I've said too much.
Like evidence in Olga's trial. That's what it seems like.
Uh-oh.
I didn't say who it was or who it was not. Neither will I confirm or deny.
That's very smart of you.
It's interesting because earlier in the show, Alex was telling some stories about, in general, not, she mentioned one specific person, but kind of in general, how she was dealing with the compartmentalization of things. Mm-hmm. And one of them involved somebody who she just was having a hard time having to deal with it all, just didn't want to have to deal with, but she kind of has to because this person is related to Kenny. And the way that you were handling it, Alex, was more along the lines of, get out of my face. I just don't want to have to deal with you. But you were also sympathetic to what your fiance is going through because he's kind of the man in the middle.
But at the same time, like, I'm sorry, bro, it's not going to happen. She's not going to bully me into being friends with her. That's not going to happen.
Is that the one that was being really weird?
Yeah, pretty for a white girl. I mean, pretty for a black girl. Yeah, her.
I wasn't gonna stir back up the emotional state. However,
Alex did it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, same person though. But yeah, she's literally threatened Kenny and said, if I don't become friends with her, she's not coming to the wedding. And I'm all, bye, Felicia. Save me some money. I see if I care.
Yeah, that's one threat you really don't want to stress out on at all. There's no point to it.
You are threatening me with a great time. Okay. So
if you won't be my friend, I won't be your friend.
Right.
That's right.
And then it's like, if you know someone doesn't want to be friends with you, why are you forcing this? Why do you want that? I know I'm amazing, but geez, calm down.
Yeah.
The fan club is too real out here.
Yeah.
But you really don't want to go there.
No.
Because that just goes right into her energy. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm going to switch it up to, Luke had a comment earlier we missed.
Oh.
Two,
Let
actually.
me go to the comments. Up in the
14,
comments.
26.
Active.
Oh, good question. Yeah. Okay. Let's throw that up on screen. What's the biggest stress about planning a wedding? You seem so relaxing, and I love that. There is the concept of brides being stressed about weddings. Ooh.
Give yourself enough time to plan. If you're not going to do that, I hope you can afford to hire the help you need. That's how I see it. And delegation is key. Delegate.
Delegate.
Yeah.
Delegate. By the way, anyone who doesn't know the power of delegation, I just read a great book on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than mine on it, even. Very powerful. Called Who Not How. Dan Sullivan's book, Who Not How. If you're on the fence about delegation, read. It will just break it down. And then you can read my book from time to time, which will give you a more effective way to do it. But this will convert you to the gospel of delegation.
Yes.
Very cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Who, not how.
Yes.
All right.
Who
I
not
like
how.
that.
Yeah. Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I find that the challenge with delegation isn't so much believing in it as reminding myself when to do it.
Well, when you read this book, you're going to try and do it for everything.
For everything?
Yeah. Everything.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on a way to delegate even more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've just come off with my coach. We're doing like this whole new side of the business, and it's like I'm going to be doing just this, and then everything else my guys are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to finding. He's giving me like a load of technology I can delegate to, and then Amy's going to run that for me because Amy's amazing. Can you take care of the technology, please, Amy? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's it.
Well, that's the way to do it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, I'm still trying to make progress there. I've done a lot in that regard, but there's some room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely room for improvement. I think I'm looking forward to Alex's date is 22 days from now. My date is 31 days from now, because that's the end of the gardening season, and I'm really looking forward to it because that's when I do my reset.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, do over, start life, reset the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to be the opportunity to start taking a look at some of these things that I can delegate. I've already been thinking about them, actually. I've already been kind of mapping some of them out in my mind. So I guess maybe I'm anticipating what was talked about in Dan Sullivan's book, and ultimately what you're talking about in your book, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am interested in looking at that book just to see. What's yours called again?
From Time to Time. It's the first book I ever wrote. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's on my web. If you go to the books page on my website, it's just the bottom one, From Time to Time.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
It's a playbook for moving from time management to time mastery.
Ooh. Yeah. I like that concept a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really odd because time is an illusion. But here I am wanting to master it.
Yes, but it's an illusion that we're subject to and subscribe to at the unconscious level, and have spent for many of us decades being committed to.
Control it.
So we honor it. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be an illusion, but it sure is a damn powerful one.
When I talk about illusions are things they're real, but they're not true.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate on that for a second. That's interesting.
Really, something that has an impact on you. The truth is that it's not real. It's not a true thing.
Yeah.
But it's real because it impacts you.
Mm-hmm. So the impact
physically,
is real.
mentally. But that's what we engage with. And that's like people say, oh, my lack is not real. No, it is real. There's no money in your bank. The truth is that you're hungry.
That is very real.
But the reality is that mother got to pay them bills.
Facts.
But the truth is that you are ultimately supported. And once you make the transition from reality into truth, that's when the reality can change.
Ah, yes.
But we're creating often from reality instead of tapping truth. Reality versus truth.
Yeah, we're really good at reversing the process as human beings.
Good old humanness, reversing the process, what we humans love to do.
Yes. It's like we've forgotten the difference between reverse engineering and actually which direction you live in.
100%. 100%.
All right. Well, let's see. We got about 9 minutes left, 8 minutes left. Not sure what to really do with it. We've covered some pretty cool stuff today. But hands raised. We don't have to actually raise hands around here, Alex.
Do you want to know something funny I found on TikTok yesterday?
We are sitting.
My ears are present.
There is a man on there pretending to be from the future, pretending to predict what is happening next, and he's been wrong every single time. But he's like, "There's going to be a hurricane on September 9th, 2021. It's going to be a Category 5, sunniest day ever."
So he's pretending to be from the future, predicting the future.
Yes.
How many followers has he got?
Almost 1 million, and he said he will reveal his face at 1 million followers.
So he hasn't shown his face on TikTok?
Hasn't shown his face. It's just a bunch of letters and waves.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a wave background, and then it's like October 6th, 2021. It's going to happen.
That's quite the gimmick.
His marketing crew.
Yep.
Well, actually, I mean, this is par for the course these days. I mean,
but that's the thing. It's not the only one. There's like 2 other people I've come across that do the same thing.
But yeah, this is part of a much larger phenomenon. I mean, the truth of a proposition is not at all involved in whether or not somebody's going to follow or like it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they follow or like it is whether they emotionally react to it, not whether it's true, not whether it's accurate.
Well, I think with his thing, everyone's following to prove how untrue it is. So they follow him so that because he predicts it like months in the future. So you have to follow him to see, hey, did that January 9th? Yeah.
So it's one cliffhanger after another. What's going to happen with the next position?
Literally every day.
And it doesn't matter how many times he gets it wrong either.
No, because people are in the comments like, nope, you were wrong about September 3rd. You were wrong about this. You were wrong about that. But he's still got 9,000 followers, or how many? 900,000.
Which means they can enjoy being right.
Yes.
And that's why they're following him.
Yep, exactly. Just so
I don't know who.
You didn't get it right, bro.
I don't know who's more clever here. Is it the guy who's
the genius behind this page?
Yeah. He's putting out all this stuff. He knows that it's wrong. He doesn't care.
And then he's verified, and then he's making money off of this.
Whoa. Yeah. I don't know what's more amazing to me, the fact that somebody's actually succeeding in doing something like that, or the fact that people follow it.
They don't get it, though. They don't get it.
I guess not, because they're just there to prove them wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what he wants you to do.
Yes.
Don't do it.
It's the ultimate form of TikTok clickbait.
Yes, it is.
Reversal.
Well, we see them all the time on Facebook, right? You see these posts, Name a state that doesn't have the letter A in it, or something like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And of course, now you get 1.5 million people naming a state that doesn't have the letter A in it.
Yeah, the state I always put that has the letter A in it is scam. That's what I.
Don't all of them have the letter A? No, Wisconsin.
Oh, there's a bunch of them that don't. New York, Rhode Island, Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
There are a bunch
There's
of them.
loads of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what is this? What is going on?
Florida, Texas, Illinois. I mean, how far do you want to go with this thing? It's just...
Florida has an A in it.
Well, Florida does. You're right. Oh, I missed that one. You're right.
That's what happened to me, Walt. That's what happened to me. They're messing with the system, man. They're getting in your mind.
Yeah, I automatically went C because I was like Miami, Boston. No, that's
Those are cities.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Gotta start again. Get it right.
Right?
Boston.
Oh.
I love how we can have nothing to talk about at all and we still laugh at it. It's great.
Daily dose of happy. That's what I
It
came
is.
for.
It works beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have got some stuff to say, but I really come for the laughs. Sorry.
It is what it is.
Came for the laughs.
Well, some days
Speaking
we
of
have
which,
something really big to say, and sometimes we have nothing, and either way it works.
Either way, it works.
Speaking of which,
Alex,
Speaking of which,
how goeth the comedy?
I'll go with the comedy. A little slacking lately. But I've been busy. But actually, we were just talking about where Kenny and I started posting on TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok. Otherwise, I would support you.
You should be on TikTok. You don't have to post anything. You can just follow people and just
No,
do it for the laughs.
that's the demonic dimension where people follow guys from the future that are not from the future.
Oh, I don't
predicting
follow
the future that you know that's going to happen.
I'm
just saying that's what happens.
That is what happens. That is what happens. I follow puppies.
No. I've got an account. So I've got the real estate. I've got the Dreamer CEO handle.
Yeah.
And I went, and it kept saying, "Come back to the app. We have something for you."
Yeah, just turn
and because it's such bite-sized videos, you're just like, "Where have I been for the hour?" In the dimension of TikTok. We found you. I'm like, nah.
That's literally how I got roped in. At first, I was like, I don't have no TikTok. I'm not 12. I'm a grown woman. And then I was like,
no.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's criminal.
Yeah.
I know I came late, guys, but I've got to go early because I've got to go and be on a live with somebody.
Hey, that's all right. I think.
But I did want to spend some time with you today.
Well, I'm glad that you did.
I'm with you.
I'm glad that you did. I mean, because I look forward to that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Likewise.
So even if it was only half what it normally is, hey, it was a beautiful half.
That's what matters.
It was
beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to disappear. Thank you, and thanks for the welcome. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Catch you later, Daniel.
Bye.
And Alex, I'm going to wish you well with She Who Shall Not Be Named.
22 days and it's over.
And Kenny, just remember that you can't pick your relatives, but you can pick who you're going to hang out with.
Yeah, you can.
Just really simple. So, all right. Well, we'll leave it there. So thank you very much first of all, thank you for helping me do a show that had no topic. That was really good. So,
no problem. Those are the days.
Done.
Those are the best days.
It was beautiful. And we did a lot of breathing. That was good.
I feel relaxed.
Thank you also to the live streamers who gave us really good stuff to work with. That was very helpful. We appreciate that as well. And thank you to podcast listeners everywhere. We will see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.